welcome guys, welcome to NEET World. So I guess for the past 6 months or 5 months, people have faced many struggles to write competitive examinations like mains and advanced, right? So I hope like whatever marks you are expected in mains, you have got the result, and people are waiting for the advance. So for those people, all the best for your results, and we'll go into the upcoming mains strategy like 2026 mains. Like mains are held in Jan and April in 2 phases, right? 2 phases it will be held, and then in May month advance is going to happen. Whoever qualified in mains phase 1 and phase 2 will be appear in advance. So without having stress, no, we can't write exam. That's obviously true. Whenever exam is there, if exam is tomorrow, people will have more fear, right? People will have more fear. So to overcome that, we need to analyze the chapters what we want to study before, and we need to calculate on which day which chapter we should complete it and what weightage the chapter matters there. Yes or no? If we analyze and if we calculate those things, then we can able to crack the examinations, like whatever examination it can be. Like if you are appearing for NEET, if you are appearing for mains or advanced or UPSC, whatever examination. But if you calculate your timetable and keep your scheduled properly, you can able to crack the examination, right? So here we are going to discuss about JEE 2026 pathway in NEET World. Okay. So the first thing we will discuss how was the paper in 2025. So when we take physics, so paper was easy to moderate. Like this is about session 1, that is Jan session, phase 1. So phase 1, like physics was easy to moderate. So mostly formula based question only they were asked, and then it's conceptual questions also. Then chemistry, so easy to moderate. When we talk about physics, easy to moderate, and chemistry also easy to moderate. So in chemistry, what are the questions they were asked? NCERT based, organic, inorganic domain only, most of the questions. When we talk about the paper mathematics, it was moderate to tough. Like they were saying that paper was too lengthy, right? So when we talk about the 3 subjects, no, so each subject we should allocate some time. So per day we should allocate 3 hours for physics, 3 hours for chemistry, and 3 hours for maths. So we should include more timings also, like extra 1 hour for practice sessions of each subject. So the paper was lengthy, calculation was heavy, and time consuming was more. So obviously, like if lengthy paper means time consumption will be more. When we talk about the phase 2, that is April session, physics paper, same, easy to moderate only, mostly conceptual based and formula based. So whenever we are talking about physics, no, so people try to understand whatever previous year question if you take, no, it is mostly based on conceptual based and formula based. So next is chemistry, moderate to difficult. Like in phase 1 it is easy to moderate, but when we come about phase 2 it is moderate to difficult. Now organic coordination compound and were tricky, like these were too much tricky to answer. Then comes to mathematics, same, moderate to tough only, lengthy and mixed concept were asked in each question, right? So in this session we are going to discuss how we need to overcome in physics. So let's break down JEE Mains 2026 physics step by step. So physics syllabus for mains is divided across class 11th and 12th. Yeah, when we talk about class 11th, some units will be there. When we talk about class 12th, some units will be there. But when I talk about the class 11 topic, no, it's almost connected to class 12th. Yes or no? When I take a gravitation, the first chapter of class 12 will be connected. Electric charges and fields, right? So we analyze each topic in terms of weightage, key concept, JEE Mains focus and strategy. Like if we talk about units and dimensions, we'll talk about how much weightage, how much, like what are the key concept I should learn, and what is the JEE, like what JEE Mains focus on that topic. Then what is the strategy to overcome that if you are facing any difficulties in the particular topic. So let's break down the chapters now. In class 11th, if we see physical world and measurement. So one thing, before going into the chapters now in physics, people you like try to understand, try to finish the basic level foundation like basic mathematics. First try to complete the exponents and powers, algebra, trigonometry, logarithm, then graphs, then vectors and scalars. Those kind of basic if you try to complete now before starting the classes or before starting the chapters, it will be more easier to connect how the chapters are going. Okay, the first one is physical world and measurement, second one is kinematics, third one is laws of motion, the fourth unit is work power energy, then motion of a system, of a particle and rigid bodies, then gravitation, then comes mechanical properties of solids as well as fluids, then thermal properties of matter, thermodynamics, then behavior of perfect gases and kinetic theory of gases. So last one is oscillation and waves. Okay, now comes to class 12th, electrostatics. Electrostatics is two are there, one is electric charges and field, potential and capacitance. Next one is current electricity. I will write it here. This one electric charges and field, potential and capacitance. These are the chapters covered in electrostatic, right. Then comes current electricity. Next one is magnetic effect of current and magnetism. Then in this only we will cover the moving charges of magnetism also. Then electromagnetic induction and AC current, I mean AC, that is alternating current. Next one is electromagnetic wave optics. In the optics we will cover ray optics as well as wave optics. Next one is dual nature of radiation and matter, atoms and nuclei, electronic devices. Okay, these are the chapters in class as 11th and 12th. Okay, if you have brief note in this, then we will go into the topics. The first topic is physical world and measurement. If we talk about physical world and measurement, the weightage is around 2 to 3% in mains. The key concept which I need to focus is physical quantities, units, dimensions, and then errors in measurement and significant figures. Okay, then then dimensional analysis. These are the key concepts which I need to focus mainly. Next one, how mains focus on the each topics, like memorize the dimension of common quantities, like if we take the quantities like force, then energy, then work, try to memorize the dimensions. Then practice identifying errors or verifying formula using dimensional analysis. This is the second point. The third point, solve numerical problem on converting units and deriving formulas. So whenever we are solving the questions, try to remember the formula. Before going into the PYQs, try to finish basic level questions first, then go for the PYQs. If you do PYQs better then the competitive exam will be more easier, like most of the questions will be like upcoming questions, like if they are asking 2026 question, like some random question is there, if you do more PYQ questions on the same topic, you will get habituated to that, then you won't get any stress or fear to the question when you are seeing. Then strategy, solve previous year question. Obviously whenever we are solving any competitive examination question, before that go into the previous year questions, then you can go to the competitive examination. Then practice error and significant figures. This is the topic which you need to focus on, units and measurement. Next one, kinematics. So kinematics, obviously it is motion in a straight line and then motion in a plane. So weightage is 3 to 4%. Key concept, Scalars and vector quantities. Yeah, obviously in basic mathematics we have covered the scalars and vector quantity basics, right? Now those basics are used in kinematics. Next one is motion in a straight line. So displacement, velocity, acceleration and equation of the motion, kinematic equation. Then relative velocity, projectile motion, motion in 2-dimensional, and then graphs. Yes, obviously most of the questions will be based on graphs. So try to analyze and try to do more questions on graph. Then you can able to solve the answer, solve the questions and you will get the answer. Next one, JEE Mains focus on graph based question. Yes, relative velocity in river boat and rain problem. Then angle and range of projectile. So graph based question mostly like velocity, displacement or displacement time. Yes or no? Then angle and range of projectile. So like many questions will be based on projectile also. Strategy, master graph interpretations. Yeah, I need to master in graph, like whatever the questions, which page or what question if they are asking, I should be able to answer in graph. Then I can give full thing in competitive examination, right? Then how to derive equation from them, solve lots of MCQs and previous year questions, focus on resolution in 2-dimension. Yeah, obviously when we come into vectors, no, obviously we'll resolution topic will be taken place. So those things will be there. Next one, laws of motion. So weightage is like 3 to 4%. Now the key concept which I need to focus, first one, Newton's law, what are the laws are there. Then inertia, mass, force, like what types of force is there. First I need to analyze before going into the free body diagram what types of force is there, either it is tension, it is weight, it's a normal or whatever it is. So whatever force is there, try to understand the force, and if tension is there, tension is acting away from the body, yes or no, those things you should remember when you are doing the problem. Then free body diagram. So if you thorough in free body diagram, no, you can able to do the friction also. So using free body diagram and friction, like both concept, a question will be there. Then circular motion and banking of road, pseudo force in non-inertial frame. These are the key concept you should be able to thorough in laws of motion. Next one, like mains focus on block pulley problem, block and pulley problem, then inclined plane with friction. I have said no, like when you are thorough in free body diagram, go and do more problems based on friction. So inclined plane with friction, banking of road, circular motion with tension or normal forces. Then strategy, get strong with free body diagram. It's the foundation for solving most of the problems. Obviously in laws of motion, you need to able to understand what is free body diagram, solve as many questions as possible. Then learn how to break forces into components, especially in inclined planes. So normal planes, no, like in 1-dimensional, I can use to solve the resolution problems. But when you are talking about inclined plane, angles will be there. So try to analyze the angle and then solve the problems. Practice conceptual questions on action, reaction and tension. These are the things you should be able to cover in laws of motion. Next one, work, energy and power. The weightage is 3 to 4%. Key concept is work done by constant and variable force, kinetic energy and work energy theorem. Then potential energy and conservative forces, power and collisions. So collisions are elastic, it can be inelastic, both. Next, laws of conservation of mechanical energy. These are the key concept. Next we will go for the focus, like what I need to focus in JEE Mains. So work done by variable force, like area under force displacement graph. See, area under force displacement graph. This I need to able to cover it. Conservation of energy in motion problem, example spring, pendulum and then roller coaster, right? Collision in 1-dimensional, especially in elastic. Next, power question involving lifting or pushing the object. So either lifting or pushing the object will be asked many times in the mains questions. Strategy, understand when force do work. Example, normal force does no work, right? So try to understand when they are giving normal force, it's a zero work, no, does no work in many cases. So whenever a problem asked in work power energy, try to analyze either it is doing work or not. Like when I take the normal, it doesn't do any work, but I apply force there. So next one, practice mixed concept questions, example involving energy and Newton's law. So try to analyze, like try to do the more questions which is based on laws of energy, I mean like laws of motion and work power energy, laws of motion and work power energy, both concept mixed together and questions will be there. Those questions you try to do it, then you can able to solve the many questions, like in if they are asking in competitive examinations. Next one, system of particle and rotational motion. The weightage is 4 to 5%. So key concept is like center of masses, COM, then its motion, linear momentum next, conservation. Next one is torque and moment of inertia, MOI, angular velocity and angular acceleration, rolling motion and pure rolling motion, rotational and linear quantities, rotational analogues of linear quantities. Next one is JEE Mains focus on COM problem with collision or multiple masses, COM concept based with multiple collisions or multiple masses, moment of inertia for standard bodies. Then like in this thing, no, try to remember whatever the moment of inertia of given object which is in the book or whatever you are referring. Okay, so try to memorize it, moment of inertia for the given objects. So the questions will be directly. Next, rotational motion involving torque and angular acceleration. One more thing, in moment of inertia, no, like the formula will be there, but like perpendicular axis theorem and parallel axis theorem will be used there. By using those, I can solve the questions. Like questions will be asked in the case of perpendicular axis or parallel axis theorem, rolling on inclined plane or flat surface. Now strategy, master calculation of COM and applying conservation of linear momentum. Practice identifying axis of rotation and calculating torque and MOI, moment of inertia. Use analogies between linear and rotation motion for solving. Okay. So next is gravitation. The gravitation, like 2 to 3% questions are asked. So key concept which I need to focus is Newton's law of gravitation, gravitational field and potential, acceleration due to gravity, variation with altitude and depth. If there is depth d or altitude height h, those questions will be asked. Okay. For example, earth is there, on earth's surface a mass has been kept and same mass has been taken to the h is equals to r by 3. This is the one of the question asked in 2025, right? So r by 3, what is the force? So initially there will be some force, F is equals to ma or F is equal to mg. Now what is the force? How much it has been changed? Okay, those kind of questions can be asked. Escape velocity and orbital velocity, satellite motion and time period, Kepler's law of planetary motion. So mains focus on variation of G. Obviously this will be focused. In 2025 also it has been focused, like G is equals to, H is equals to r by 3 has been given. I need to find what is the force there with height and depth, satellite based question, especially escape velocity and time period, comparison of gravitational field and potential, Kepler's law of application in orbits. These are the things we will focus in mains. So the strategy, understand conceptual difference between field and potential. So try to understand what is field and what is potential. So when you are trying to try to understand what is gravitational properly, you can able to solve the 12th first chapter, that is electric charges and fields. So most of the concepts are interconnected, like gravitational, electric charges and field. Now strategy, understand conceptual difference between field and potential, that is first point. Practice satellite motion derivatives. Next one is know how quickly compute escape and orbital velocities. Like mostly formula based questions will be there in this, right. Mechanical properties of solid. So hardly 1 to 2% questions will be there. Key concept. So stress, strain, that is based on longitudinal, volume, shear, whatever it may be. Hooke's law. Next one is Young's modulus, bulk modulus, shear modulus, Poisson's ratio, elastic potential energy. These are the concepts you should be able to focus, like you should focus on mechanical properties of solids. So mains focus on conceptual question on types of stress and strain. Next one is comparison of different moduli and Poisson's ratio. Elastic energy stored in stretched wire or spring. It can be anything, stretched wire or it can be string. Next one is strategy. Practice identifying which modulus to use in different scenario. So in this case we have studied like saying Young's modulus, bulk modulus, shear modulus. So the questions can be either in these three. So try to apply whatever formula you need to give in the particular question. So next one is understand the graphical interpretation of Hooke's law. Focus on relation between stress, strain and material behavior. Like there is a graph for stress and strain. So try to focus on that. So the conceptual questions also can be asked in that, right. Mechanical properties of fluid now. Solid has been completed. Now it is fluid. Weightage is 2 to 3%. Key concept: pressure in a fluid, Pascal's law, buoyancy and Archimedes principle, equation of continuity, Bernoulli's theorem and its application, viscosity and surface tension, capillary rays. So these are the key concepts you should be able to cover in mechanical properties of fluid. So application of Bernoulli's theorem, buoyancy questions, surface tension and capillary rays calculation will be mainly focused in mains. So strategy is visualize fluid problems and draw the diagrams. Okay, try to analyze the problem and try to draw the diagram for the fluids. Okay, then especially for flow and the pressure lines. So practice conceptual and calculation questions on Bernoulli's and Archimedes principle. So pay attention to the units and fluid densities. Next one is thermal properties of matter. So weightage is like around, it is 1 to 2%, right. So mostly the weightage will be for thermodynamics. It is 1 to 2% only. So key concept: heat, temperature, thermal expansion, calorimeter, specific heat capacity, change of phase, that is latent heat we will say, Newton's law of cooling, black body radiation and emissivity. So these are the key concepts for thermal properties of matter. So mains focus on calorimetric questions involving mixture, that is heat gained or heat lost, that is equation is there, heat gained is equals to heat lost. Okay. Now problem on latent heat, melting or boiling, thermal expansion comparison, solid versus fluid versus gas. Fourth point is Newton's law and radiation based conceptual questions also. So these are the things I should focus on mains in thermal properties of matter. Strategy is be fluent with unit conversions. Yeah, mainly the unit conversion is important in thermal properties of matter. Always write energy conservation clearly in heat exchange questions. So in this thing energy conservation is important, like how much energy has been gained equals to how much energy has been lost. Okay. Understand the black body behavior and emissivity concept. Okay. This is the thing you should be able to understand in the thermal properties of matter. Thermodynamics. So weightage is 4 to 5%, most weightage. Up to now we have seen this is the 4 to 5%. Key concept: zeroth law, first law, second law of thermodynamics, internal energy, heat and work. The third point is specific heat at constant pressure and volume. Excuse me. Yeah, isothermal, adiabatic, isobaric and isochoric process. So the most important thing, the process I should understand. Whatever the graph can be, I should able to understand what is the process. Carnot engine and heat efficiency, then entropy, qualitative understanding, right? So mains focus on differentiating between types of thermodynamic process. Yeah, obviously, like graphs will be given. They will ask what is the process in this graph, right? Next, PV diagram based question and area under curve. So area under curve will be work done obviously for PV. So next one is application of first law in cyclic process. The last point you should be focused in Carnot engine questions, efficiency, heat input as well as output. The strategy I need to follow in thermodynamics, always identify the types of process, isothermal, adiabatic, etc. So before applying the formula, yeah, the graph is given and they are asking the question, what is the work done, whatever the question it can be. So try to analyze the graph first, either it is isothermal, isobaric, isochoric or adiabatic, whatever it can be. Try to analyze the graph, then in the graph only you will able to generate the equation. Then obviously most of the thing has been completed, only calculation part left out. Carefully track sign conversion. Yeah, one more thing is the sign convention is important in thermodynamics. So either it can be positive like plus or minus. If you change any one thing, no, the total problem will be gone. So plus 4 will be comes into minus 1. So master PV graph, many questions comes from interpretation. This is the main thing. So mainly the PV graphs only. If you able to cover the PV graph, no, half of the thermodynamic process has been completed. So this is the thing you should be focused on thermodynamics, right? Next, kinetic theory of gases. So weightage is 1 to 2%. So key concept, assumption of kinetic theory, pressure exerted by gas molecules, kinetic energy and temperature relation, degree of freedom and energy distribution. Then in this only equipartition theorem is there, you need to focus on this. Then the last point is RMS speed, average speed and most probable speed. So these are the key concepts I should be focusing KTG, that is kinetic theory of gases. So mains focus on deriving pressure from molecular motion, calculating speed at a given temperature, understanding degree of freedom and energy per molecule. The fourth point is conceptual question on gas law from microscopic view. Okay, these are the 4 points you should be able to cover in KTG, that is kinetic theory of gases. Strategy, practice deriving formula from assumption, relate molecular speed formulas to temperature changes. Okay, the last point, understand qualitative implication of kinetic theory of gases. Like whatever the behavior, try to understand the qualitative implications, like how it is applied, right? These are the things you should be able to focus on KTG. Next we will go for oscillation. So oscillation, the weightage is like around 1 to 2%. The main thing I should focus on oscillation is SHM, that is simple harmonic motion, equation of motion for SHM, relation between SHM and uniform circular motion. Yeah, if you cover this equation of motion of SHM, no, obviously x you will cover, v that is velocity you will cover, then acceleration also you will cover. Next, energy in SHM, kinetic and potential energy. Damped and forced oscillation, mostly conceptual based question will be asked in the topic, damped and forced oscillation. Next, resonance. So I have some basic idea about the resonance also. So JEE Mains focus on problem on displacement, velocity, acceleration relations. Yeah, when you talk about the SHM equation, obviously I can derive velocity equation, acceleration equation also. So from this relation the problem will be asked. Next one, time period of simple pendulum and mass spring system, energy transformation during oscillation. Fourth one is basic conceptual question on damping and resonance. Strategy is understand SHM as projection of uniform circular motion. So based on uniform circular motion, SHM equation is there, try to analyze those equations. So from that equation I can find velocity as well as acceleration also. Practice derivation and solving for velocity, acceleration. Yeah, up to now whatever the points we have seen, most of the points based on velocity, acceleration, velocity, acceleration. So questions will be based on those thing only. Familiar yourself with energy conservation in oscillation. Yeah, when you talk about the work power energy, thermodynamics, thermal properties of matter, oscillation, in everything energy conservation has been involved, right. Next one is waves. Weightage is 1 to 2 percentage. Types of waves, that is transfer or longitudinal. These are like the key concept. First one, types of waves. Second one, wave parameters like wavelength, frequency, time period, velocity, amplitude. These are the things I should be able to cover it in parameters. Like next one is wave equation. Next, principle of superposition and interference of waves. Standing waves and notes or antinotes, beats and their frequency. Next one, Doppler effect for sound wave, source and observer moving, either it is both, whatever it can be, source or observer. Mains focus on understanding wave motion and different behavior, different between types of waves. Understanding wave motion and different between the types of waves. This is the first point. Second point is problem on interference, beats and standing waves. The third point is Doppler effect, calculation and conceptual questions. So mainly they focus on the three things: understanding wave motion, problem on interference, beats, standing waves, Doppler effect, calculation and conceptual questions. So how I need to start, like divide it, visualize wave motion and practice problem on superposition, first thing. Second thing is practice Doppler effect formula with different moving sources or observer scenarios. Okay. So mainly focus on this, do more problem or do more PYQs. Before completing PYQs, go into PYQs, do basic level questions and then go for PYQs. So you will get good idea in this. Next one is remember the sign convention in Doppler effect formulas. So this is how you need to calculate your concept or calculate your time period for the mains 2026 for class 11th. So from, if you start from June to June, obviously hardly 7 months are there, yes or no. So first 3 months you leave for class 11th, next 3 months you can leave for class 12th, and December is there. So June, July, August you can utilize for class 11th portion. Then September, October, November utilize for class 12th portion. December totally revision only. Okay. So at the January phase 1 you can able to attempt competitive exam, that is JEE Mains 2026 phase 1 very confidently and very easily. So we will go for class 12 topic, electrostatic. So in this weightage is 4 to 5%. So under electrostatic, no, electric charges and field as well as potential and capacitance are there. Yeah, hi man. Hello. Yeah, if you have any doubts now, you can give the comments in the comment boxes, okay? I will help you out. Okay, the key concept you should be focused on, Coulomb's law, force between two point charges, electric field and electric field lines. Okay, yeah, the thing field line both are different now, like electric field due to point charges, dipole, continuous charge distribution, but everything are interrelated to each other, yes or no. Next one, electric dipole moment and torque on dipole in electric field, electric potential energy in electric field, equipotential surface, Gauss law. Yeah, this is the most important thing, Gauss law and its application, right. So charge enclosed in electric flux, is the main thing you should focus on, the Gauss law. So these are the main concept you should able to cover in electrostatic. Next one, we will see what is the thing they are asking in the NEET not in NEET 2026, commonly NEET 2026, NEET, not NEET, it is JEE Mains, sorry. So vector addition of electric field due to multiple charges. So dipole in uniform electric field problems, use of Gauss law for symmetrical charges or symmetrical distribution, it is in for sphere, cylinder or it can be plane. Next one is conceptual question on electric potential and field, right. Next, what is the strategy? Practice vector problem carefully, draw clear diagrams. Next, understanding the physical meaning behind Gauss law. Like what is Gauss law? We need to focus this, no, like especially enclosed and electric flux. So have some basic knowledge in Gauss laws, then you can able to solve the questions. Conceptual question on electric potential and field. So the strategy, practice vector problem carefully, draw clear diagrams, understand the physical meaning behind Gauss law and its application, memorize common electric field and potential expression for charges. So this is the strategy for electrostatic. Now we come for electric current. So weightage is 5 to 6%. So electric current and drift velocity is the first key concept I should cover the concept. Second concept is Ohm's law, VI characteristics, that is IV diagrams of conductors, insulator and semiconductors. Then electrical resistivity and conductivity, temperature dependence of resistance, series and parallel combination of resistors. Yeah, obviously the question was asked, one of the question, like a pipe has been given, it has been cutted into 8 equal pieces. The first 4 pieces has been arranged in parallel, second 4 pieces arranged in parallel. Now those those thing no as arranged in series thing. This is one of the question asked in NEET 2026. Okay, these kind of questions also can be asked in NEET 2025. So these kind of questions also can be asked in mains also. Okay. Now Kirchhoff law and their application to the complex circuits. Okay, Wheatstone bridge, meter bridge and potentiometer. So I have some basic idea about that and solve the problems on these things. Okay. Next one, heating effect of current and electrical power. Yes, hi Gautam, hi. Next one, the main thing mains focus on problem involving series parallel resistor. Yeah, obviously I said this one. Next one, application of Kirchhoff law in circuits. This is the second thing. Calculation involving power dissipation and heating effect. The third thing. The fourth one, conceptual understanding of potentiometer and Wheatstone bridge. Yeah, obviously if you understand this one, no, you can able to solve the circuits easily. Okay, these are the main thing you should be focused on. Electric charges, current electricity in mains. The second thing, strategy for this one, practice solving circuit problems. Yeah, mostly questions will be based on circuit problems. Like it can be, diagram will be given and you need to answer the question, or the question will be in the theory based and you need to derive the diagram. Okay, first one, diagram will be given directly to you and they will ask the answer. The second thing, they will give in a theory based and you need to derive the diagram and you need to solve it. That is the thing. So draw clear circuit diagram to avoid mistakes. Okay. So if you draw any series or parallel combination differently, no, then the whole question will be going wrong. So understand physical significance of each concept, especially like, yes, okay, I will write it here, especially based on the circuits only. Okay. Next one, moving charges and magnetism. So weightage is 3 to 4%. So key concept, magnetic force on moving charges. First thing. Second thing, motion of charged particle in magnetic field. So circular motion especially. Third one is magnetic force on current carrying conductor. The fourth point, Biot-Savart's law. Yeah, obviously important, Biot-Savart's law for magnetic field due to current element. The fifth one, magnetic field due to long straight wire and circular loop. The last one, Ampere circuit law and its application. This thing I should be completed in the concepts. So mains focus on direction of magnetic force and use of right and thumb rule. Yeah, obviously you need to understand what is right and thumb rule when you are doing or solving the problems. Circular motion of a charged particle in magnetic field, calculation of magnetic field using Biot-Savart's law for simple cases. Next, Ampere's law application for symmetrical geometric. So strategy is practice right and thumb rule consistently to find force direction. Then draw clear diagram for charged particle trajectories and magnetic field lines. Okay. So whatever the thing, no, complete it, the basic level questions and go to the PYQs. So for each chapter do as many number of PYQs you can do. Okay. Next one, magnetism and matter. The weightage is like 1 to 2%. So key concept, Earth's magnetic field and magnetic element, the first thing. The second thing is magnetic dipole moment of bar magnet. Third one, magnetic field lines and magnetic poles. Fourth one is magnetic properties of material, diamagnetic, paramagnetic or ferromagnetic. So I need to able to cover the properties. The fifth one, magnetic intensity. Like the sixth one is magnetic susceptibility and permeability. The last one, hysteresis and magnetic domains. The basic concept will be there, those you need to cover it. So these are the things you should be able to cover in magnetism and matter. JEE Mains focus on conceptual questions on magnetic properties of material, basic understanding of Earth's magnetism, magnetic field lines and dipole behavior. The fourth point is effect of magnetic susceptibility and permeability. Okay. So how I can divide that into strategy is focus on memorizing type of magnetic material, can be ferro or anything, and their properties. Understand the significance of hysteresis in magnetic material. Practice conceptual questions and diagram of magnetic field lines. So this is the strategy I can use for the magnetism and matter. Okay. So next thing is electromagnetic induction. The weightage is like 2 to 3%, right. So the concept I should focus on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, Lenz's law and its significance, motional EMF, self induction and mutual induction, energy stored in magnetic field, eddy current and their applications. So these are the concept I should cover in electromagnetic induction. So mains focus on problem involving change in magnetic flux and induced EMF. This is the first point. Second point, they will be focused on direction of induced current using Lenz's law. The third point, calculation on motional EMF and inductance. The fourth point is the conceptual question on eddy current and energy in magnetic field, right. So strategy is carefully understand the concept of changing magnetic flux and how EMF is induced. Then practice applying Lenz's law with clear diagrams. Solve numerical problem involving inductor and energy. Okay, these are the strategies for the lesson. Next, alternative current, that is AC. Weightage is 2 to 3%. So key concept, AC voltage and current, RMS and peak value of current and voltage, reactance and impedance in RLC circuit. Yeah, this is important thing in AC, RLC circuit. Phase relationship between voltage and current in resistor, inductor and capacitor. LCR series circuit, resonance frequency. The last one is power in AC circuits, average power, power factor. So these are the things I should cover in alternative current, that is AC. So mains focus on calculation involving in RMS and peak values, problems on impedance and phase angle in LCR circuit, resonance and power factor related questions. So the strategy I used here is like we need to use understand phase difference concept thoroughly, practice numerical problems on LCR circuit and resonance, memorize key formula and relationship between voltage, current and impedance. Next, electromagnetic wave. So weightage is around 2% here, like approximately 2. So key concept, nature of electromagnetic wave, transverse wave of electric and magnetic field, the first point. Second point is speed of electromagnetic wave in vacuum. Third point is electromagnetic wave spectrum, that is radio wave, microwave, infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-ray or gamma rays, whatever it is. I need to thorough in this. electromagnetic spectrum. Properties: reflection, refraction, diffraction and polarization. Application of different EM waves. Okay, these are the things I should focus in electromagnetic waves. Mains focus on basic conceptual questions on EM waves, properties and spectrum. Application and significance of different EM waves. Understanding that electric and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other and direction of propagation, wave propagation. Okay, so the 3 point I should be remember. Like these are the things they are asking in mains. Strategy is memorize the order of electromagnetic spectrum with approximate wavelength or frequency range. Okay, try to remember this. Next one, focus on conceptual clarity of wave nature and propagation. No key application to score easy marks. Yeah, obviously, like if I use this strategy now, I can score the marks easily. Optics, yeah, under optics, wave and ray optics will be covered. So weightage is 4 to 5%. Excuse me. Yeah. Key concept is reflection and refraction of light. Second point is law of reflection and refraction, Snell's law and refractive index, total internal reflection and critical angle, lens and mirror formula. Yeah, obviously it is important thing we know. Combination of lenses and mirrors. Optical instrument, that is microscope, telescope basics I should be able to cover it. Wave optics, interference, diffraction and diffraction, grating. Okay. Next one is polarization. So the basic concept I should cover in polarization and the application also. Okay. JEE Mains focus on problem on ray diagram, lens or mirror calculation. The first thing. Okay. The second thing is total internal reflection and fiber optics applications. Interference, diffraction based numerical and conceptual question is the third thing. The fourth thing, understanding polarization and its use. The strategy for this one is practice drawing and interpreting ray diagram carefully. Yeah, obviously the questions will be given, try to analyze the question, draw the diagram carefully, then you will get the formula, you will able to understand what formula you should use there. Next, memorize sign convention and lens, memorize sign convention for lens as well as mirror. Okay. Next one, solve numerical problem on interference and diffraction thoroughly. Okay. Next one, dual nature and atoms. So weightage is like 3 to 4%. So it can be 2 to 3% also sometimes. Okay. The key concept is like photoelectric effect, then Bohr's model. These are the key concepts we should cover in this. Next one, mains focus on cutoff voltage, energy level. Strategy is revise formula derivation, graph interpretations. Nuclei and semiconductor, weightage is like 3 to 4% has been given according to the survey, but it can be 2 to 3 also. Okay. So key concept is like radioactivity, logic gates, PN junctions. Okay. So logic gates also questions can be asked. So the question will be asked mostly logic gates also. Okay. Next, the main focus on decay law and diode circuits. Okay. Now the strategy is practice logic gate truth table. Yeah, questions will be asked. Decay formula. Okay. Next one. So we have covered most of the topics, like not most of the topics, almost every topic we have covered. Now topic wise practice questions and important problem, like you need to able to cover the topic first, do the practice questions, that is basic level questions. Okay. Next, go through the PYQs. So when you try to do more basic questions, no, then n number of basic questions will be lead to more PYQs. Like when starting itself, if you go for PYQs, you will able to feel difficulties, like concept you have known thoroughly, but when you go suddenly to the PYQs, no, it will be difficult. So try to analyze the basic level questions, that is foundation level questions, then go for the PYQs. Now revision plan and strategies, focus on weak areas. Yeah, after completion of every concept, no, then focus on the weak areas. Then I weightage concept. So completion of chapter is first, completion of basic foundation level question is next one, third one is PYQs. After that, so weak areas I should cover, I weightage topic. So these are the things you should remember before going into the JEE Mains 2026. Okay. So it will be more useful if you divide the time accordingly. So 7 months are there hardly. So utilize first 3 months for class 11th, next 3 months for class 12th, then last 1 month fully PYQs or previous year papers you take and solve it. Okay. Then it will be more useful or more easy to attempt the competitive exam. So I hope you got how to crack the exams and how to utilize the time. So thank you guys. Have a nice day.